Welcome to ignani.com. How to improve Windows 8 performance without adding memory. We all know, or have faced the situation where our Windows OS has gone slow both in terms of startup and performance over a period of time. I have been asked this question a lot of times, on how to improve Windows 8 performance without adding memory or upgrading resources. In this how-to video, I will show you a few more tweaks to greatly improve the startup time and overall performance of your system. Before proceeding with this video, check out my previous two videos in this series, where I have covered some BIOS tweaks and optimization tips. Removing viruses and spyware. This is something that you should do even if you are not worried about performance, and is more of a preventive measure to keep your system safe. If your system is performing slowly after you connect to internet, then there is higher chance of adware or spyware sitting in your PC. They are programs which work in the background without your notice, and they use your internet to upload and download data. This data might even be your sensitive information, or spam, or advertising. I recommend you install an antivirus software and at least scan your system regularly. For all versions prior to Windows 8, Microsoft provides a free antivirus called Microsoft Security Essentials. If you are using Windows 8, on Windows RT, it comes pre-installed with Windows Defender, which provides free real-time protection for your home or small business PCs and tablets. To open Windows Defender, press Windows key plus Q, and type Windows Defender. From the search results, click on Windows Defender icon. This is the Windows Defender interface. The green bar at the top shows the PC's status as protected. Let me turn it off and show you how it looks. Go to the Settings tab, and uncheck Turn on Real-Time Protection. As soon as you click the Save Changes button, you can see the green bar turn to red with the message, PC status at risk. If you go back to the Home tab, you can see there is a red button, click on it to start real-time protection. The Windows also provides option to scan manually. It provides three options: Quick, Full, and Custom. Select the type of scan that you like and click on the Scan Now button to scan manually. The Defender is turned on by default in Windows 8, but for older versions make sure you have secured your PC. Disable unused hardware. When your computer starts, it loads a lot of drivers, some of them you might not even use, such as Bluetooth controllers, virtual Wi-Fi adapters. You can switch them off and save precious startup time and system resources. To disable unused hardware, press Windows key plus W, and type Device Manager. Click on the Device Manager icon. The Device Manager window lists all the hardwares, even those that are not used. Notice the floppy disk drives in the list, even though I do not have a floppy disk drive. Disabling it not only saves the time the system takes to load the driver, but even saves precious system resources. To disable any unused hardware, right-click on the hardware item that you would like to disable, and select Disable. Also, I would like to mention that for all the devices, keep their drivers up to date, which will help in decreasing system startup time. To make sure that the drivers are up to date, right-click on an item and select Update Driver Software from the menu. In the dialog box that appears, click on the option, Search automatically for updated driver software. If it's not up to date, then it will install the latest for you. Since I have the latest driver, it just displays the message. Remove unnecessary fonts. Fonts are an important part of any operating system. By default, around 200 plus fonts come pre-installed with Windows 8, this excluding the fonts that are installed with Microsoft Office, Adobe, and various other applications. If you would like to see the number of fonts in your PC, press Windows key plus W, and type fonts, and select fonts icon, from the search results. Every font that is installed in Windows has to load, and Windows loads the fonts at startup. If you have more fonts installed, the more time it takes to start up. Often we never use many of these fonts, and it is safe to uninstall or hide them. Select all those fonts that you don't use. To uninstall, right-click and select Delete from the menu, which removes the font totally from your system. However, if you ever face a situation where you would require these fonts, then you can copy it back. So make sure you take a backup elsewhere before deleting. Another alternative and better approach to deleting the fonts is to hide them. Simply select the fonts and click the Hide from the menu. The fonts that are hidden are still there in the Fonts folder, but they will not be loaded when Windows starts up, which improves the startup time. If ever you need them, all you need to do is right-click and select Show from the menu, or click on the Show button on the toolbar. The Show button only appears for fonts that are hidden. Certain fonts are important and are used by Windows, so be careful in hiding or deleting any fonts unless you know they are not needed. Just by removing few fonts will not bring in any noticeable change to your startup time. You might have to remove a lot of them. But remember that every millisecond saved adds up to the total. Disk cleanup. When you delete a file in Windows, unless you use Shift+Delete, rather than removing the file from your computer, Windows moves it into the recycle bin. When you browse, a lot of files, also known as the browser cache, which includes HTML, JavaScript files, images, videos etc., are downloaded and stored into a folder named Temporary Internet Files. Despite the name Temporary Internet Files, these files are not cleared and remains stored on your browser until you clear it manually. As the days goes by, the cache increases. Like these, there are a few more folders that needs cleanup regularly. Deleting these files increases the hard disk space, and reduces the time Windows takes to access other files on the hard drive. It also resolves problems with spooling print jobs. But deleting the files in all these folders regularly can become a bit tedious if you do it manually. Windows provides a very handy tool called Disk Cleanup, which can be used to clean up all these unwanted files on your hard disk. It can delete temporary files, system files, clear your recycle bin and remove various other items that you might no longer need. To open Disk Cleanup utility, press Windows key plus Q and type Disk Cleanup. Select Disk Cleanup from the search results. Select the drive that you would like to clean up from the drop-down list, and click OK. The Disk Cleanup utility will now calculate how much space you will be able to free on the drive that you selected. This may take a few minutes to complete. Once it's done, you should see the Disk Cleanup window. It shows the total amount of disk space that can be gained if we delete all the unnecessary files. You can see the various files and the amount of space each occupy. Select those that you would want to clean up. And click OK. The Disk Cleanup utility will delete all the selected files and closes the window. However, this does not complete the cleanup process. Open the Disk Cleanup utility again, select the drive that you would want to clean. As you can see, there is a button to clean up system files. This option, in addition to cleaning up the files associated with your account, which you saw earlier, allows you to delete previous Windows installations, Windows Defender files, Windows Upgrade log files and various other system files that you might no longer need. Now, instead of selecting the folders, press the Clean Up System Files button. Select the drive that you would want to clean from the drive's drop-down box and click OK. It now goes about calculating how much space you will be able to free from the drive that you selected by cleaning up system files, and displays a window showing the various types of files that can be cleaned, and the amount of disk space that you will gain if cleaned for the selected files, as well as the total amount of disk space that can be gained if we delete all the unnecessary files. The More Options tab provides additional options to uninstall programs that you do not use, and also to clear up system restore and shadow copies, by removing all but the most recent restore point. Select those that you would want to clean up, and click OK. The Disk Cleanup utility will delete all the selected files and closes the window. Defragment your drives. One of the best way you can improve your system's performance is by defragmenting your hard drive. Windows 8 provides an utility called Optimize Drives, which was known as Disk Defragmenter in previous versions. This utility automatically chooses the optimization that's right for your drive, no matter the type of hard drive your PC uses. By default, Optimize Drives runs on a weekly schedule, so you need not worry about it. But you can also defragment the drive manually. To open the Optimize Drive utility, press Windows key plus Q and type defragment. Select Defragment and Optimize Drives icon from the search results. You can see a list of all the drives, the current status and the last time the utility was run to defragment. The media type column shows the type of the drive. Though the status column displays the status of the drive, you can select a drive and click on the Analyze button to check whether the drive needs to be optimized or not. After Windows finishes analyzing the drive, check out the current status column to see if the drive is fragmented more than 10%, and if yes is the answer, click on the Optimize button. Note, you can't optimize a drive if it's being used by another program, or if it is formatted using a file system other than NTFS, FAT, or FAT32, or it is fully optimized, or it's a network drive. Optimize graphical features. Graphics in Windows 8 use a lot of system resources. Animations are there at almost every point. Though by turning them off, you will gain performance, but it comes at the cost of visual appearance. The middle path what I would suggest is to optimize performance, without sacrificing the graphical features. Press Windows key plus W and type performance. Select the option Adjust the appearance and performance of Windows from the search results. In the Performance Options dialog box, you have 4 choices. My suggestion is the first one. Leave it for Windows to choose what's best for your computer. If you select Adjust for Best Appearance, it will turn on every graphic feature available. Adjust for Best Performance will turn off all. If you are willing to experiment, then you can select Custom, and manually select the setting as per your taste. Give a static IP to your PC. When you start your PC, it spends quite some time in acquiring an IP address from the network. You can save the time it takes in acquiring an IP address by providing a static IP address. Not only does this setting makes it easier to manage your network, but it even improves the startup time. Check out our articles on static IP. To improve your local search, make sure indexing service is not turned off. Power settings to add to your performance. If you are using a PC, then I would suggest you set the power settings for higher performance. Ready Boost can improve the performance of your PC by using the storage space on most flash memory cards and USB flash drive. You can find a lot of free video tutorials, training materials, how-to videos, and much more at our site www.ignani.com. Post all your questions at our site. We will be happy to help you. We want your learning process to be as interactive as possible. Feel free to contact us.